For thousands of years, one small object has guarded humanity's greatest treasures, deepest secrets, and most private spaces. It has survived the rise and fall of civilizations, carried by kings, workers, families, and ordinary people. But behind this simple piece of metal is a story about human civilization itself. A story that begins not in modern homes, but thousands of years ago beside the world's first great civilizations. Long before keys existed, humans faced a problem that would shape the future: how to protect what belonged to them. As societies grew larger, so did the need for security. Tools, treasures, and personal possessions became valuable enough to hide. The first locks were created from a simple idea: only the right person should have access. One of the earliest known examples appeared in ancient Egypt thousands of years ago. These early locks were surprisingly advanced for their time. Inside these wooden mechanisms were the foundations of the locks we still use today. The key was born from humanity's desire for privacy, ownership, and control. But as civilizations expanded, the key became something much more powerful. It became a symbol of authority. Those who held the keys controlled what could be entered, protected, or revealed. In ancient Rome, engineers improved lock designs using stronger metals and more precise mechanisms. The key was no longer just a tool. It was becoming a technology. Centuries later, medieval castles pushed security even further. Behind these walls were treasures, weapons, royal documents, and secrets worth protecting. The people carrying the keys carried responsibility. Some keys became so important they were treated almost like symbols of power themselves. But every key shared the same purpose: keeping something valuable safe. As humanity changed, the key changed with it. From temples to castles, the same idea traveled across thousands of years. But the greatest transformation of the key was still ahead. For thousands of years, keys were created one at a time by skilled craftsmen. Every key carried the marks of the person who made it. But the world was changing. Cities were growing, and millions of new homes needed protection. The Industrial Revolution transformed the humble key forever. Machines allowed keys to be produced faster, cheaper, and more accurately than ever before. Security was no longer reserved for kings and wealthy families. The ordinary person could now lock a door and protect their own world. Behind every key was now an entire industry. Raw metals were extracted, shaped, cut, polished, and transformed into tools of security. A tiny object connected miners, engineers, factory workers, and locksmiths around the world. But the true complexity of a key was hidden beneath its simple appearance. Every groove, every angle, and every tiny measurement has a purpose. Inside a traditional lock is a carefully designed mechanical puzzle. The key's unique shape controls which parts move and which remain still. A few millimeters can decide whether a door opens or stays closed. This simplicity is what made the key so powerful. It required no electricity, no software, and no complicated systems. A piece of metal shaped perfectly enough to protect someone's entire life. But every security system creates a challenge. Someone will always try to defeat it. For centuries, locksmiths and criminals have been locked in a battle of invention. Every improvement in security inspired a new attempt to break through. The result was a constant race toward better protection. The key had evolved from a simple tool into part of a much larger security system. Yet despite thousands of years of change, people still trust this small object every day. But now, after protecting humanity for millennia, the key faces its greatest challenge yet. For the first time in thousands of years, the physical key is no longer the only way to open a door. Fingerprints, smartphones, and digital codes are quietly replacing one of humanity's oldest inventions. Technology promises convenience, but every new system introduces new risks. A mechanical key cannot lose power, crash, or disconnect from the internet. Its greatest strength has always been its simplicity. Perhaps that is why billions of keys are still trusted every single day. Behind each one is a story that most people will never hear. Some open homes filled with laughter. Others guarded priceless treasures or dangerous secrets. Many quietly protected ordinary lives without anyone ever noticing. The greatest inventions are often the ones we stop seeing, because they become part of everyday life. The key changed not only our buildings, but our behavior. It taught us that some things are worth protecting. Trust, privacy, ownership, responsibility. Ideas that helped shape the modern world. Even today, the basic principles behind the ancient Egyptian lock still live on. For 1,000 years of innovation, built upon one remarkably simple idea. Only the right person should be allowed inside. Sometimes the smallest inventions create the greatest changes. It never conquered nations, yet it quietly protected the people who built them. Every scratch tells a story. Every worn edge marks years of trust. The next time you hold a key, remember, you're holding thousands of years of human history. Not just a piece of metal, but one of civilization's oldest guardians.